Hey there, everybody! Do you love to travel and learn about new places? Great, then you are in the right place. Join Jasmine the cat and Gracie the tortoise as they have fun traveling the beautiful United States and learning lots of cool new facts.
Hello, friends! It's Jasmine, the jazzy gray cat, here with my bestie Gracie, the super smart tortoise. Say hi, Gracie.
Greetings, my good friends. Gracie here. Are you ready to go with us as we start on our exploration of Canada?
You know I am, Gracie. Canada is our friendly neighbor to the north, and I know that the capital is Ottawa.
You're right, it's Ottawa. Now let's learn some facts about Canada before we start off. Canada is the second largest country in the world. The land of Canada covers more than half of the northern hemisphere. From east coast to west coast, the country is 4,700 miles long. Although the country is very big, it doesn't have a large population of people living here.
Why not, Gracie? Sounds like there's lots of room.
Well, Jazz, much of the country has very cold weather. The very far north of Canada is the Arctic, with ice, snow, and glaciers. That kind of weather can be hard to live with. A group of people who have lived in the Arctic for a long time are the First Nations people of Canada, and they survived by hunting and fishing.
Ooh, that part of Canada sounds like Alaska. Canada does not have states like the United States. Instead, it's divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. Since Canada is so big, it will take us some time to see all of it. This week, we're going to visit the Maritimes, which has the provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. Ooh, a royal island. I can't wait.
That's right. Now don't be disappointed, Jasmine, if there aren't any royal people living on Prince Edward Island.
Okay. Come on over to the map so we can find Canada and the Maritimes. I see it. Canada is right above the United States. I found it right away.
Great work! The Maritimes are here on the eastern side of Canada, right by the Atlantic Ocean.
I see them. The word Maritimes means things related to ships or the sea, and these places are right by the ocean. And many of the people who live here have jobs that relate to the ocean, like fishing or boating. Our cute blue camper is waiting. Let's go. Where to first?
Our first stop is Nova Scotia. The capital is Halifax. Nova Scotia is a peninsula, which means that 3 sides of the land are surrounded by water. Nova Scotia is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and the Bay of Fundy.
The word Nova Scotia means New Scotland. So I guess you can figure out that people from Scotland moved here. So did the English, Irish, and French. They all joined the First Nations people who lived here first. Gracie, what can we explore here?
We'll start with the city of Halifax, which is the biggest city in the Maritimes. Are you ready to climb up to the Citadel, which is a star-shaped fort built on a hill overlooking the Halifax harbor?
That was a great climb. Now I'm going to learn all about soldier life. I've signed up and now I have my uniform. Are you ready, Gracie?
I am fully kitted out in my uniform also. Good thing they had small sizes. Time to learn how to march in a line. 1, 2, 3, stop. Jasmine, pay attention.
I'm trying, but it's hard to march and listen. This next thing will be fun, learning how to send a coded message using the flag. I said it was all safe now. Wow, being a soldier was tough work.
It certainly was an important job to be defending the city. A relaxing walk on the waterfront harbor boardwalk is just the thing. Look at all the amazing ships.
I see them, but even better, look at this giant blue wave sculpture. I have climbed up to the top. This is an easy way to catch a wave.
If you're ready for more outdoor adventures, we can try Peggy's Point Lighthouse at Peggy's Cove. The cove and the lighthouse are named after Peggy, who was a young girl and the only survivor of a shipwreck.
The lighthouse is on top of those big rocks. See the huge waves crashing against them? Glad I'm not sailing a ship. Follow me up the rocks. Ooh, we made it. Super fun and a great place for a picnic. Nova Scotia is terrific, but we can't miss the Bay of Fundy. It will be fundy. Hee hee.
Oh, Jasmine, you are very fundy yourself. The Bay of Fundy is water from the Atlantic Ocean that is between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. The bay is most famous for its tides. At high tide, the water can rise up as much as 70 feet, which are the highest tides in the world.
Holy cow! That's like 2 school buses stacked on top of each other. What are tides?
Tides are the rise and fall of the water. Tides rise and fall 2 times each day, morning and evening. Low tide is when the water is at its lowest point, and high tide is when the water is at its highest point. We can see tides best at the ocean shore, but there are even very small tides in a glass of water.
I will definitely be checking out my water bowl. Hopewell Rocks is a famous spot at the Bay of Fundy. There are lots of rocks here, but I want to see the ones called flower pot rocks. Look, I see them. No wonder they're called flower pots. Trees are growing on the tops of them.
They are beautiful rocks. Their shape comes from the tides coming in and out and wearing away at the rocks. And in a few hours, these rocks will be covered by water. It's astounding that about 115 billion tons of water come in and out of the bay at least twice a day.
That would fill up a lot of swimming pools. How about a walk on the beach since it's low tide? I see some periwinkles. They are cute little snails. What do you see, Gracie?
I've found some sea snails also called limpets. Their shell is shaped like a cone.
Limpet shells look like little volcanoes. They're darling. Time for a rest. Hey, look at the red chairs just sitting on the beach.
Those red Adirondack chairs are here so that people can take a break and enjoy the beauty. What a perfect view of the water. Time to explore more of New Brunswick. New Brunswick is the oldest of the maritime provinces. The capital is Fredericton. People here speak English and French because many people came here from France and also the British Islands. Although the French were the first white people to move here, during the American Revolution, many English people moved here also. These people were called Loyalists, and they supported the king.
Gracie, it's time to go to a really cool place, Magnetic Hill. Hold on! Our camper seems to be going backwards up the hill. Groovy! How can this happen?
Magnetic hills, which are also called gravity hills or mystery hills, are an optical illusion. Our camper isn't really going backwards. It's just that your eye and brain are being tricked. It looks like our camper is being pulled up the hill while the camper is in neutral gear. This happens when the driver takes their foot off the brake at the bottom of the hill and the vehicle rolls backwards uphill. The science explanation is that the uphill area is really part of a larger downhill area, and because we can't see the horizon line of the sun, this mixes up our brains into thinking we're going backwards.
If you say so, Gracie, I just think it's fun. Time to meet Prince Edward of Prince Edward Island. I have my tiara all shined and ready.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jazz, but Prince Edward was born in 1767 and is no longer alive.
Oh dear, that is disappointing. But I'm sure that his island is super fun and I can still wear my tiara.
Yes, Jazzy, a tiara is always an excellent accessory. Prince Edward Island is also known as PEI and is Canada's smallest and most crowded province. The capital is Charlottetown, and like New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, First Nation, French, and English people all lived here.
Well, if I can't meet Prince Edward, how about Anne of Green Gables? She was an orphan who was adopted by Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert. Anne has red hair and is very curious. And like Curious George, her ideas get her into trouble sometimes. Like when she tried to dye her hair black and it turned green. She is always looking for kindred spirits, which are very good friends. I think she and I could be kindred spirits.
Jasmine, Anne is a book character from the book Anne of Green Gables. I do think the two of you would have been kindred spirits, but you know what? You're my kindred spirit. We can visit Cavendish, where the author Lucy Maud Montgomery grew up.
Oh, Gracie, I'm sad that Anne's not a real person, but even if she was, you would always be my best kindred spirit. And actually, what are gables?
Gables are the triangle part of a house, up top where the roof meets the house. Here's Anne's farmhouse from the books. See where the roof meets the house? It's painted green, so the house was called Green Gables.
Let's read her books when we get home. I want to explore the beach.
Great idea. Would you like to see red sand beaches, white sand beaches, or singing sand beaches?
Gracie, do you need to ask? The Singing Sand Beach, of course.
Great idea. So Basin Beach it is. As we walk on the sand, do you hear the music?
I do hear something, but it kind of sounds like squeaking, not singing. Can you tell me why?
I would be happy to. The sand has the mineral silica in it, and that makes the singing or the squeaking sounds when it's stepped on. So much fun.
Gracie, I loved visiting the maritime provinces. How about we tell beach jokes? What did the beach say to the surfer?
I know this one. Nothing. It just waved.
That's right, just like the big blue wave sculpture in Halifax. Your turn.
Okay, Jasmine, what do you say when the beach asks you to walk on it?
I know. Sure.
You got it. My favorite place was in Halifax and learning how to be a soldier at the Citadel Fort. How about you?
I loved Prince Edward Island and seeing where Anne of Green Gables lived and the singing sand. How about you, friends? What was your favorite place? Make sure you share it with someone you love. And come back next week. We're going to visit Quebec. Bye now. Say goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, my dear friends. See you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining Jasmine and Gracie on their adventure today. Come back next week for the next one.
Hello, everybody. It's Gwen here. If you want to know more about the places we visited, just go to our website, jasmineandgracie.podbean.com, and go to the sources page, and you can find out all about the great places that we visited. See you next week. Bye-bye.